Welcome back to the 911 Survival Guide. I'm your host, Brett Batchelor, Training Coordinator, NCT 911. Today we're going to be talking about some health and wellness. So I'm a big proponent of mental health, but also we can't forget our physical health. And as we're enjoying the month of September, thank goodness the heat is starting to subside. I'm born and raised in Texas, and this heat still is just disrespectful. But the month of September is for Thyroid Cancer Awareness. An important awareness month, especially close to me. But why are we talking about thyroid cancer, Brett? Well, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in October of 2022 due to just some being blessed and some luck. I was just doing my regular annual checkups, went to the doctor. Some of the levels were not exactly right. My doctor did what he did, and we continued to check it out, found out I had the early stages of thyroid cancer. When something like that happens, it kind of knocks you back. Fortunately, let me skim past the story here. Everything's fine. Into November, just about on my birthday, I had half of my thyroid removed, cancer-free, rocking and rolling, and still doing great now. And the reason I want to bring that up is our physical health and well-being. We have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, maintaining our physical bodies while we're doing this job that we love. For something like thyroid cancer, it doesn't have normal signs or symptoms that from the outset you could say, okay, I think something's wrong, this, that, and the other. I had no symptoms. Some things in retrospect I noticed were changing, but nothing big enough for me to go, this is what I think it is. They need to be regular checkups with a doctor, maintaining some things, doing some physical health, beneficial things for you is important. And before we kind of talk about some of those tips and some things that I've done to kind of help me feel better, something that's important that was kind of a kick in the head for me was know your history, your medical history, your family history. Not until after I realized the process of getting tested and checking everything out that I did have thyroid cancer, and I broke the news to my family and was trying to deal with it, only then, as a 40-year-old man, did I realize, both of my grandmothers had thyroid issues. One had thyroid cancer, almost the same age, and another one had Graves' disease. If I had known about those, I was aware of those things, I could have been more proactive, would have known what I was getting into. So it's really important to know your history, talk to your family as we're growing up and becoming adults. Look into those things so you can be proactive and aware of what you have for your future. So while we're talking about physical health, a lot of people are going to say, like I used to say, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to do those things. It's just too hard. Well, something my dad always used to tell me is time's going to pass, whether you do something or not. Time's going to pass, and it's going to be hard to be healthy, and it's going to be hard to be unhealthy. It's going to be hard no matter what. Spoiler alert. Pick which one you want to do. It's going to be hard to get up and meal prep and make good food choices and think ahead and do those things. But it's also going to be hard if you eat McDonald's every day and you're spending all your money. We know how expensive things are. So we're going to talk about some things that's helped me kind of change my program and try to do some healthy things, and maybe some things that can be helpful for you while we're sitting at the consoles, working the job, high stress, eating sticky buns all the time, some things that we can do to help maintain that good physical fitness. When you get into college, a lot of times they talk about the freshman 15, you're 18, you're going into college, you start eating and doing all these things. The same works, if not more, for dispatch. We're sitting there 8, 12, 16 hours, drinking sodas, up all night, drinking things that are not good for us, eating Jack in the Box, all these sticky buns and all these things, and it's tearing us down and wearing us down. We got to do things that are going to be good for our body. And this has always been a struggle for me. I'm not someone who loved eating rice cakes. I love food. I love cake. I want buttercream frosting. I love sweets. I love to eat, okay? I'm a big guy. I want to eat. But we have to be aware of what we're doing, not just be on autopilot, whether we're handling calls or taking care of ourselves. Being aware is the most important thing, just having that knowledge and understanding. Something that really changed my perspective was, you're getting older, your body doesn't work the same way it does. Those calories don't go away like they did when we were younger. But also, how do we eat better? How do we do better? Well, I used to think that you had to eat salads and rice cakes and all this terrible food that I'm never going to eat to lose weight. Well, I was following somebody on social media doing the doom scrolling like we always do. And there was a nutritionist who did a research study, and all he ate for about 6 weeks was Twinkies and Nutty Bars. And let me tell you what, Twinkies and Nutty Bars, elite. Those are great choices. But that's all he ate for 6 weeks. And he lost over 25 pounds because he was in a calorie deficit. He figured out how big he was, how much he weighed, what amount of calories his body needs, how much gas do you need in your tank to go. He figured out that amount and then decreased it a little bit. That was really a game changer. I didn't have to eat quote-unquote healthy food. I could eat the food that I love, just make some small changes. When I kind of learned that was a big change for me. I've got 3 little kids, and we all have got so many things going on, and I would think, I don't have time to do that thing. I want to pack my lunch. I want to do these things, and I'll just pick up some food. I'll grab a burger. I'll grab this and grab that. Well, once I became aware of calories and all these kind of things, running to Taco Bueno and getting 2 or 3 burritos and a Dr. Pepper was over 2,000 calories, which blew my mind. I was like, holy cow, the meal that I thought was going to be healthy was doing anything but that. But you got to find things that work for you, figure out what works for you, make changes. I figured out what my calories were, started being aware of that, started working in calorie deficit, and then found things that worked for me. Making small changes, adding more fiber in your diet, more protein in your diet. That was important. Walmart's got this really good fiber brownie bar. It's delicious. So much better. When I want something, I try that. But I've not gone off the deep end. I've not gone crazy. Mama's Pizza is a place big and popular in Dallas-Fort Worth. Every 2 weeks since COVID, they have a pizza special. And every 2 weeks since COVID, me and my family have been ordering pizza. And I've not stopped ordering pizza. I'm just being aware about my calories, being aware of what I'm eating and what I'm doing. Making those good choices, being active, doing those things for our body is going to be a huge impact on ourselves, our well-being, our physical health is going to be important. If we're feeling better, our mental health is going to be better. If we're better there, it's our starting point. We're going to be better for our callers, better for our first responders, better brothers, sisters, moms, dads, friends, all these things, and they're so important. You don't have to meal prep and do all these crazy things. I don't have time for all that either, but you can find other healthy options. HEB just moved down the road to me. I'm so excited. And they've got like these delicious frozen meals that I eat all the time. Find what works for you. I like sodas like crazy, and that's a huge amount of calories. But I really enjoy zero Dr. Pepper. That helps me. Becoming active, figuring out how you can work out, move around, whether that's walking around your neighborhood, riding a bike. There's all kinds of exercise things. There's apps on your phone. There's all these ways that you can spend time and do those things to make yourself feel good. But just because you're doing something doesn't mean you have to be rigid all the time. You got to live life. You got to eat pizza. You got to have fun. You're going to have skip days. You're going to have cheat days. That's just life. Today, as a matter of fact, what did I have for breakfast, you may ask? I had dirt cake and a Dr. Pepper, right? Diet Dr. Pepper and dirt cake for breakfast. Oh, that's terrible. Well, it was not. It was very good. Shout out, Nikki. It was our illustrious manager, Jason's birthday. We were eating some cake for breakfast. That's not a healthy choice, Brett. No, probably not, but it was delicious. And I'm aware of what I ate and can just make good choices moving forward. Everything in moderation, being aware of those things. You don't have to eat rice and chicken all the time and go to the gym all the time and do all these things. But small incremental steps are going to be so important to helping you transition and maintain a more healthy physical self. So we're all getting bigger and growing up and adulting and doing all these things, and adulting is hard. But make sure you make time for yourself. Whatever you're spending time with, in this profession of public safety, time is the most valuable commodity we have because we don't have enough of it. Make time for yourself. You are important. Schedule those doctor's appointments. Be aware of what you're eating. Be aware of what you're doing. Do those small things to help yourself feel better and look better. Remember, it's going to be hard to make good choices, just like it'll be hard to make bad choices. I've been very blessed with my cancer and been able to start feeling better, and I hope that you will too. Telecommunicators, thank you for all you do. Remember about that mental health is so important, but also that physical health, make those small changes. We need you all out there. Keep doing the great job that you love. And until next time, this is Brett signing off.